Welcome back to Eric Unfiltered. I am your host, Eric Dickinson, and if you would be so kind, give me a follow on X. Jump over there real quick. Follow me. I am found at Eric Not Sorry. You can also find me over on Facebook at Eric Unfiltered Podcast. I hope your week is going well. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? This is going to be a relatively quick one, but I do got two stories from Connecticut, so stay tuned, locals. But New Jersey, I have a story for you. If any of you have not heard, I'm sure you have. But illegals were registered to vote in New Jersey. That's right. The thing that doesn't happen happened. Approximately 6,600 illegals were erroneously added to the New Jersey's voter rolls between June 2023 and June 2024 due to a software error at the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission, the MVC. Fewer than 400 of them voted. Oh, really? These figures come from an official disclosure by Democratic Governor Mickey Sherrill on July 21st, 2026. Now, key verified details. The individuals answered no on a keypad when asked if they were U.S. citizens while applying for driver's licenses or state ID cards. Despite this, the MVC system involving a vendor, IDEMIA, IDEMIA, transmitted their information and registered them to vote anyway. So it's not the illegals' fault that they were registered to vote. It was New Jersey's fault for giving illegals IDs and driver's licenses to begin with. The error occurred under the prior administration of Governor Phil Murphy and was corrected in June of 2024. It was not publicly disclosed until Sherrill, who took office in January of 2026, learned of it the week before her announcement. Oh, interesting. Huh. That thing that doesn't happen happened, and shh. Yeah, okay. The state has said it has no evidence that any election outcomes were affected. Sherrill ordered an independent investigation, directed the removal of the erroneously added names from the voter rolls, and began replacing the responsible vendor. Now, I do have some questions. For instance, okay, you are knowingly in the country illegally. I don't know if these 400 or so people who voted did it via the mail or in person. But regardless, you are in a foreign country illegally, and you know this, so they still voted in our elections? So if they got a mail-in ballot, they had to have looked at it and filled it out and then mailed it. Like, knowingly to do this, or sought out a voting station, poll station, whatever you want to call them, and they knowingly did this. This wasn't just should I fill? No, they knowingly did this. That thing that doesn't happen happened again. Awesome. There are several states across the United States who offer illegals IDs. There are also several states across the country who allow you to register to vote via the DMV's website. I know, because I did. I was already registered to vote. But yeah, that thing that doesn't happen happened again. Awesome. And just recently, I know I mentioned it in my last episode, I think it was, here in Connecticut, I think Connecticut was amongst other states that they were so proud, they were so happy, jumping for joy that they beat the Trump administration in court when the court cited that they don't have to hand over their voter rolls. Why would you be proud of that? Oh, because you're trying to hide shit like this, aren't you? I bet you are. I bet you are. Awesome. Just awesome. Yeah, we're in a civil war, don't you know? A little hyperbole, kind of tongue-in-cheek. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into some Connecticut news that will definitely irritate the crap out of you, because it irritates the crap out of me, because I don't know if any of you are aware, but Connecticut drivers can't drive for shit. Y'all suck. Every time I get behind the wheel, it's as if someone's like Batman beacon goes off, and it's like all the dickheads just out on the road. But especially when you're riding a dirt bike in Waterbury. Yeah, that's right. Dirt bike rider injured in an accident in Waterbury because there are so many trails for dirt bikes in Waterbury. An 18-year-old dirt bike rider was seriously injured in a collision with an SUV on Wednesday afternoon, July 22nd, 2026, in Waterbury, Connecticut. According to Waterbury Police Sergeant Joseph Morias, I apologize if I said that wrong, as reported by the Hartford Courant, oh God, they're garbage. Officers responded just after 4:15 p.m. to the 500 block of Thomaston Avenue. Not a dirt bike track. Just saying. The dirt bike rider sustained injuries to various parts of his body, including his head. These were described as serious and life-threatening. He was taken to a hospital and remains in critical condition as of Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. The driver of the SUV and multiple occupants suffered minor injuries. The exact circumstances of the collision were still under investigation by the Waterbury Police Department's Crash Reconstruction Unit. I wasn't there, but I can probably surmise what happened. A dickhead on dirt bike doesn't care about road rules and just probably went through an intersection that the SUV had the right to go through and probably plowed into the vehicle that way. I'm just guessing. I'm sure many of you are going, yep. Because that's pretty much, because we've seen it. We've seen these dickheads. Now, granted, I'm biased. I'm obviously making the assumption that the dirt bike rider on the city streets of Waterbury was riding like a schmuck. But I've also seen US SUV drivers driving around like shitheads too. So maybe he was a little from column A, column B, but I'm pretty heavy on the dirt bike rider because, like I said, I've seen these idiots. Hell, I've seen cyclists. They don't pay attention. Share the road. Obey the rules, bitch. But you know what I'm talking about. You've seen them. And you know what? I don't know this person. And, well, FAFO. That's all I have to say. I really don't care. I don't care. I have seen these schmucks around, and I don't care. City officials allow it to happen. They don't crack down on the street takeovers and the dirt bikes and the ATVs. They don't care. Because it's not around their mansion. It's not in their neighborhood. It's not in the neighborhoods where their donors are. They don't care. So this is just going to keep happening. And thus, I don't care either. I don't care. I don't wish harm against anyone. But if you're going to FAFO. Go big or go home. So maybe this guy will go home. I don't know. I don't care at this point. I don't care anymore. Because there's another story about schmucks like this. Knife-toting e-bikes. Yes. Cute title, right? Around 2 p.m., yeah, this is another story here in Connecticut. Around 2 p.m., Southington police responded to multiple 911 calls about a large group in a ride out, sounds gay, involving bicycles, e-bikes, and mopeds. Yep, definitely gay. Near 503 Main Street. The group was reported to be obstructing traffic and creating disturbances. Once again, no shit. This is why people are starting to just stop caring. We're fed up. A 58-year-old motorcyclist became surrounded by members of the group, was forced to stop in the roadway, had his cell phone taken, and was assaulted by multiple people. Why? Was it because he was riding a big boy bike? Was that why? One assailant repeatedly stabbed him in the back with a screwdriver. The victim was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. These people are such posers. 20-year-old Kevin Manuel Rodriguez loser of Waterbury was charged with criminal attempt to commit assault in the first degree, conspiracy to commit assault in the first degree, assault in the second degree, conspiracy to commit robbery in the first degree, riot in the second degree, unlawful assembly, threatening in the second degree, and breach of peace in the second degree. He was held on a $500,000 cash surety bond and scheduled to appear in New Britain Superior Court on July 21st, which was a few days ago. I don't know what happened. Probably, bad boy, don't do it again. A 13-year-old juvenile from Cheshire was also arrested and charged with robbery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit robbery in the first degree, larceny in the fourth degree, assault in the third degree, riot in the second degree, unlawful assembly, and 2 counts of breach of peace in the second degree. The juvenile was transported to the Hartford Juvenile Detention Center under an order to detain. Identity has not been released due to this piece of shit's age. Proud parents. If I came home at the age of 13 and had to tell my parents that I was arrested for anything, one of those things I just listed, you would be able to find me at, there's many cemeteries in the town I grew up in. I would probably be buried there. All joking aside, my parents would not be thrilled. They wouldn't have murdered me, but I would not have been walking right. I would not be on an e-bike anytime soon. Let's just say that. Unbelievable. These friggin' posers. And that's the thing, man. Nobody cares. Law enforcement does what they can when they are allowed to do it. There's only so many of them. And we all know their hands are usually cuffed. And those that are in power don't care because it doesn't affect their ivory towers. It affects you peasants. Just pay your taxes. Which reminds me, August 1st is coming soon, so pay your taxes. Yeah. Isn't it great? Connecticut's awesome. It's so awesome. I hope everybody elects the socialist because we need more of this. What a hellhole. What a hellhole our state's turned into. It's so garbage. It's so garbage. Anyways, happy times, happy times. Oh, wait. It's almost the weekend, and let's face it. It's not a news story, but the weather has been beautiful here in Connecticut, right? I mean, yeah, we had some storms the other day. I'm talking the last couple of days have been really nice. And this weekend's looking to shape up pretty good. I'm not going to give you the weather report because that's not what I do here. But hopefully you were entertained. And if you were, give me a like, share, tell your friends, follow me and all that stuff. Again, you can follow me on X at Eric Not Sorry. Remember, that's Eric with a K. It's in the title. And I'm on Facebook at Eric Unfiltered Podcast. And if you like the episode, give it a like and all that. Okay. Until next time.